If you don't know who you are, you will contract yourself right into jail. But if you know who you are, you won't even get past that far. And they ask you to put your hand on the Bible and take an oath. You're not supposed to take an oath. The Bible tells you not to. There's these things to see where you're at. So I fully, for the last 15 years, I have kept my book, my head, my face in God's Word. And in history books, other canon, like Enoch, just a bunch of other different things. And what you realize is that certain people are picked out of the population. In the Bible it says something about the firstborn are picked out. And they are used. The federal government, state and local county acts as a false beneficiary. And those that are already spiritually awake and born again, which means that they have, when you go to sleep and dream, you're not dreaming as such. What you're doing is your physical eyes have closed and your spiritual eyes have opened. And you're just in the spirit. And they're already in the spirit. They could be in the spirit right there, still being able to see in the spirit and with their physical eyes. And the works that they do, they conduct in the physical from the spiritual. And they do that by creating a mirror. And they will put you in situations to try to make you... What they want to do is they want to get you in a situation so you can commit sin. And then later on, they're going to sow those things into your being through your eyes. And later on, they're going to reap those things. And they try to push you to a point to where you get into trouble, tribulation. And one of the first things that you do by doing that is by going to court and saying, and contracting in ignorance, saying that you want to represent yourself. And what that does is Jesus Christ is your representative. He is your attorney. He stands in your place. But when you go and say that, you bind on earth what you bind on earth, you loose in heaven. Bind on earth, you loose on earth what you loose in heaven, etc. So that's our contracts. So when you motion to court or something, that puts not only the court and the corporate agencies in motion, the agents are in motion. So I did a declaration of true name, of truth, who I thought I was. See, this is one things that they get. When they say, and you fill out regular paperwork, in legalese, they know the truth. And when it says, where do you live? And in legal terms, it means for sound to vibrate in between walls. All right? Your house, your temple is your body. And in ecclesiastical law and stuff, and symbolism, your body is considered like a house. So when you say, I live at whatever address, your literal thoughts, your inner kingdom is being heard by everybody in the house. That's why in the Bible it says, why have a lamp and put it under a bushel where everybody in the house can see it, or something like that. And you realize that the real truth of the matter is that thoughts are nothing but actions in the spirit. And if your spiritual eyes, and you haven't been fully reborn again into the spirit, see, here they go already, into the spirit, and they are, you're going to be overrun. And from what I thought, God's people, where Jesus Christ says, woe unto you that put others under burdens by tying up bundles and placing on your backs. And keeping knowledge, no, he says, keeping knowledge for those and tying up bundles and placing on their back, not taking part in the burdens themselves, but putting you up under a burden. If they are not taking people out from under burdens, and if they are doing something to try to not convict you of sin, but trying to torture you with not even sin, with perversion, and it really doesn't matter what it is. Most of y'all, they've been doing this for years to you. So they have so many things they can say, hey, you did this, and tie one after the other, one after the other, one after the other of things. And they are going to eventually try to build you in their image and after their likeness. And I'm trying with everything inside of me to consider them God's people, and not just Luciferian satanic witches and warlocks and sorcerers that use ignorance and what Satan would do. He's the accuser, and that's what they act like. They act like an accuser, and they do things in secret, hidden. My God is a God of light into the world that is supposed to give you power and knowledge, not do things in secret and occult everything for their own benefit and power. And as soon as you try to expose them, they will threaten you. They will do whatever they've got to do in fear to try to scare you from not doing something. Like the other day, I was saying something to more or less tell a certain person that was doing this to me that it wasn't going to be long, I wasn't going to put up with it no more. And they come back and say, yeah, that'd be awful if you just spent your whole life in prison and didn't do nothing to get there, wouldn't it? And I'm like, oh my gosh. Or come by and stand as close to me as they can get and say, or one of the things they'll do is they'll go and try to play a game. Something to involve killing. What they will do is they will get the tools they need first, and then they will bring it to you so that they don't look suspicious. Like bringing a game, and they'll come, get as close as you can where they can hear you, and they'll say, yeah, just kill him. Yeah, kill that one. I know that other player gets irritated when we do this. Yeah, cut him up. Cut him up. Or shoot him. Go ahead, shoot him. Or walk by and say, yeah, little baby. You little baby. Ooh. And I'm not after a perishable crown for riches and stuff. I want to help to set people free and to expose these people. My discernment in my heart, my whole being, doesn't feel that they are of a God of truth and justice and wisdom and righteousness and sacrifice. I don't know exactly how certain of these people get paid, but if they are agents of the state, they've got ways of getting beautiful, nice houses and cars and this and this. Because if you're in the little club and there's so many of them, you get more or less what you want. If you go against the government's going to do and pay for you to do whatever they got to do to get rid of that. And there's either one or two things. Either they're tapping your Treasury Direct account and getting the money, or they're doing it from taxpayer money. Or they're just doing what they want because the Federal Reserve prints whatever money they want to print. There's no way trillions and trillions of dollars are getting spent on our educational system, on poverty, all these things, and we can't even keep some of the poorest people in our country fed or educated from killing each other. I was tired of the lies, and once you get to know what's really going on, it does, like the Bible says, you become, in a way you do become bitter. You become angry and upset. See, this is them right there. Here they come. They do, what they do for power. I don't care what they do. They do for power, to get what they want, to keep power, and to keep whoever else quiet. Now, that's a threat. That's a threat. And thank God I'm not the only one going through this. There was thousands and thousands of people going. Watch, I don't have to look. It's going to be black. Silver. Never mind. See, now, if you wouldn't know and what I just said, let's say, speaking in symbolism, aimless goes by, and then a silver truck goes by. If you were just looking at sign language and body language, what would you get from that? Once your eyes are open, but those aren't the eyes to decode. There's another one. Okay. But to decode, the real eyes is where you're born again in the spirit. And you can see in the spirit, in the day and in the night. Another silver one. I'm gonna go back home before this phone runs out of. You just go ahead and download this. I'm so tired of this. Over this stuff. Flying over this stuff. I know I'm going home. I'm grabbing my affidavits. I'm grabbing my claims, my evidence. I'm gonna go put them in prison. I have waited for 2 years, and I have warned and warned, and I have not done it, and I have not done it, and I have not done it. If I was to say what they've tried to suggest that I've done, or what they tried to place on me, y'all have no idea. You have no idea. And God knows what they have done to other people, and what they have tried to make other people either kill themselves or do this and this. And I don't play that game. I don't care how much somebody does something to me. I ain't taking my life. My life is too precious to me. I've got children. Ain't no government, no accuser, no amount of nothing that will ever make me do something like that. Here they go. They're going to sit outside and they're going to talk as loud as they can. See, now they're both just come and stood out and was watching me, hollering. Know your business. Couldn't hear him. He said, I guess that's what it is. That's the it thing. They refer to you as an it. That's the very, very, very first thing that they started doing. Is I would do something, they would say, well, I guess it likes this, I guess it likes that, it likes this, it da-da-da-da. And they would discuss things. Me and my fiance go to she was having to take certain controlled substances while she was pregnant. And I go to do community service at the time, and 2 people come up to me, yeah, did you hear she's on drugs while she's pregnant? Yeah, and they go to church too? Da-da-da-da-da. And I feel sorry for them in a way. How could you know what they know and not care, or try to set people free, and only care about your own works or your own life, and not children? I've seen them beat children like something you have no idea. And I've got it all videoed, written down. I've called the sheriff's department. I've talked to detectives over and over again. I have sent them videotape of people doing drugs around children, right beside of children. Well, you can't tell what they're smoking. Well, sir, me asking them what are they doing, and them saying they're smoking this or doing that. Well, you could da-da-da-da, and kept trying to explain it away, and I'd write and say, I don't have a way all the way over there. I've got this and this and this. I would ask for you to do something about this. And there's certain things I'm not going to be a part of. I ain't going to be around. I'm not going to have nothing to do with, or think that you're a part of God's people or whatever if you do certain things. If you're not going to be in truth, justice, and real light, I don't want nothing to do with you. Hey! Mama! She comes.
this way?
Because you always want.